stopping by. Hello. I know. I am doing good. I am not going to be able to go to the makeup thing tomorrow because I have to wait for the gas company. Yay. Please don't call me that. Well, thank you. I just washed it. I washed it, conditioner, and then leave-in conditioner. It looks like this. Every 20 years they have, because legally they have to change, or not change, but take a look at the piping or something. Well, it's that time of year. Good evening. It's that time of year, so yay me. Yes, this is all real, all natural. It takes time for me to straighten my hair. I take the time to just take the curl out. And then look at the face. I wish somebody had a happy birthday today. I know that. That's what. Okay, yes, I wish you a happy birthday. Like, I know I wish somebody a happy birthday. Look at the face. What was it? They drive me crazy sometimes. They just gotta check the piping, and legally they have to. I don't have a choice. Well, I hope it was a good one. Hang on, guys. Tired of this shit. It's driving me crazy. I know what it is. It's the stones. So I'm trying to file it down a little bit because it keeps getting caught. Well, yeah, and here I changed it to what I want to be called. Because I don't know who I am, so, well, I know, but hello. God, I hate this shit. Hello. So, I don't know why, but this evening, mother trucker. So, this evening, been sitting here doing what I usually do, right? And something kept, something kept making me look over here. and start reading this. Now, I've had this book for a while and I haven't read it. Something told me to start reading it. So I did. Probably what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. You know, everything happens for a reason. Maybe the reason that, the gas company may not be able to go anywhere because of it. Maybe I'm supposed to just sit here and read. Do some reading, So Frankie was live earlier today. I was so happy to see him. But I go in there, and he was filming his music video. And I'm like, hey, Frankie. And guess who was in there? On his live. Little Mikey. Hello. And when he saw my name, and when I said, hey, Frankie, Little Mikey, put Grace Marie LOL, I just completely ignored it. Because I'm done. Like, get the fuck over it if that's the case. It was very, he wasn't rude. He actually said Frankie was a really nice person. But yes, I think he has a thing for Frankie. I don't care. I'm not the jealous type as it is. So, that was nice. Made me happy. It would make me happy if I could see him in person. But, I know how busy he is. I'm extremely proud of him. But hopefully at some point he will come see me. Just wishing and hoping. Da, 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 da. I'm a hoping. Can't blame a girl for hoping and praying and dreaming, Right? I know how busy he is. So. Just wishing and hoping. Da 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 da. Right from the start. That won't get you into his heart. Boy. I miss him terribly. And I'm sure he knows how much I miss him. A blind man could see how much I miss him. Shit. Right? Yeah, I need to see him. I need to see him in person. Hopefully soon. In the meantime, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. Doing your thing and doing it well. You're doing your thing and doing it good. Do your thing, baby. Do your thing, baby. So hopefully, so how was everybody else's day today? I hope everyone had a fantastic day. That's good. I'll tell you what, I cannot wait. Well, good. I'm glad you got to see your grandkids. I cannot wait for this video to come out. I'm really excited about this video. I already know that it's gonna be fucking phenomenal. And this is, I told him in 2023, it was just the beginning for him. He's like, what, do you think you're psychic or something? I said, babe or hun. Babe or hun, I call him babe or hun. I said, babe, I've had this since I was a kid, so yeah. Of course, that was the time I also told him that about the reoccurring dream about us getting married on the grandmother's birthday. So. And I was right, as I always am. And this is his time. I know this is his time. And he's gonna be a household name. I feel it. What about the recurring dream where we get married on his grandmother's birthday? It's very interesting. Yeah, he's doing the video for Clyde, the big one. Okay, so I told him that. Well, first I asked him, is your grandmother's birthday in March or May? He said May. So I'm like, and I told him, and I described the scene. It always takes place, same thing every time. So I asked him why we choose that day that we get, to get married. He says it's because it was his grandmother's birthday. She's no longer here, so we incorporated her memory into our wedding because they were so close. And he just smiled. And then I told him about, it was just the beginning for him, and be prepared, big things were coming, and that's why he said, what are you, psychic or something? And I said, babe, I've had this since I was a kid, so. And I was right. He's gonna be a household name. I feel it. I said it was just the beginning for him. Look at him now. And I'm very, very proud of him. God, I gotta straighten my hair. Or just shave it off. Maybe I'll just shave my head. Fuck it. What do you think? Should I just shave my head? Actually, I was thinking about dyeing my hair purple. I was thinking about coloring my hair purple. Why? Okay, how about a dark red? Here's the choices. Purple, dark red, or blue. It'll still look like this, but be a different color, or rainbow. What color blue? If I choose to do so, I would. Dark blue? See, here's the thing. I've had my hair electric blue. I've had my hair purple. I've had my hair every color in the rainbow at the same time. I've had my hair hot pink. I've had my hair ruby red. Which I look good as a redhead. I ain't gonna lie. I've had my hair burgundy. See, back when I was, back in 2000, legally I was 20. We bleached my hair and then dyed it electric blue because we got the electric blue from the tattoo parlor. Dyed my hair electric blue, but it kept coming out on everything. Anytime it got wet or if I sweated or whatnot, it was all over the pillowcase. It was just a mess. So when we bleached it again, it turned out to be every color in the rainbow. So my hair, they were calling me Rainbow Bright. And said that I should marry, and Shade said I should marry Jeff Hardy from WWE. And I said, Jeff Hardy from WWE. And I said, what, why? And he said, because we had the same hair. He thought I should marry Jeff Hardy because we had the same color hair. Every color there is. Yeah. Or maybe I'll do it blonde. I don't know. I know if I'm going to do the modeling thing, I'm not going to be able to. gotta decide if I'm gonna do the modeling thing then. Because I know if I do, I'm not gonna be able to dye my hair any really cool color that I want. Yeah. I could dye it a dark red though. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but either way, if I do color my hair, I gotta do it myself, and it's gonna be box dye. Why? Because shit's too expensive. It's too expensive to go get my hair professionally colored. So I'll probably just leave it the way it is. Hello. Yeah, I've done box dye. I've never had my hair professionally colored until 2023 when I had the balayage done. When I was living in my car. You might ask. And no, I didn't spend any money on it either. I answered an ad to be a haircut model. And so they. Hang on.
Do box dye, go to Sally's, get the stuff you need.
Yeah, but it's just a mess, and I gotta be careful because, modeling thing, you gotta have the natural colors.
Well, but you can get blonde highlights or caramel highlights or something like that.
Yeah, I had a balayage done professionally because I was a haircut model in 2023.
The last time I got my haircut was right before. Um, I had my reduction done, and my mom took me to the salon. Insisted I go to a specific salon where she knows the people who cut everybody's hair. My hair was past my ass, and they asked me how short I wanted it. My mom pointed out how short she wanted it, and instead of him taking scissors to it, he took a beard trimmer and just went all the way across my back.
I'd be suing.
It looked really, really good, and I wasn't allowed to put my hands above my head, so I had to have help brushing my hair for like the first 2 weeks, and so after I got done, I was like, well, why don't we color my hair? And my mom's going through my hair and she's going, let's see, there's a gray, there's 10 grays, there's 400 grays. And just get away from me. I'll just let it go natural. So, and it's not gray, it's platinum, as my dad says, because platinum is worth more.
Well, the last time I got my hair done was. So if I straighten it,
Oh, don't straighten it. I like it curly.
I straighten it all the time.
I love your hair curly, though.
It's down to almost the lower back.
Mine is
Probably farther than that, but
Mine's just past my shoulders, but I cut 9 inches off of mine because those gray hairs, they like go everywhere. There's no taming them. Now I understand why women over 60 cut their hair super short.
I mean, I think I might have a couple.
I have a half a head full of gray hair. My dad's hair is completely white, and my sisters were visiting, and we threatened to hold him down and remove every single one of the gray hairs that belonged to us. And he said, "Back, you vultures! I'd be bald." Because he had 5 girls living in a house with 1 bathroom.
Yeah. See, I didn't start getting quite recently because of all the shit.
Yeah.
My life, my world getting turned upside down and all this shit with DNA and that. Knowing that law enforcement's corrupt as fuck, so I'm gonna eventually get an ancestor DNA test.
I wondered why you changed your name.
Because I don't know who I am. They said the DNA didn't come back as a match for Tanya. I said, I know my memories are real. That's good. I know my memories all I look like the family. I know I'm not Heather. They said, unfortunately, not.
Well,
Have you
have you uploaded to GEDmatch?
I've been trying to get a hard copy of the results. They don't call me back.
Did you have it done through Ancestry?
No, I had it done through law enforcement.
Oh.
Yeah. Hence the reason why they said I didn't come up as a match for Tanya. A child that's been missing since 1983. That I look just like the family.
Do you think you could be possibly related to someone else in the family who's a secret baby?
It's possible, but I don't know.
Because I know, I mean, not to put my family on blast or anything, but my grandmother had a child, and well, she had 5 kids before she was 21, and she had a nervous breakdown, and she gave my aunt to my great aunt and uncle, and the agreement was she was not to know that she was adopted until they were both dead.
Well, the problem is, I remember running up to a man in a gray suit with a gray hat that dipped in the center of it, and he gave me a orange safety stick. Next thing I know, I was waking up in the back seat of a car with a man and a woman in the front seat having a discussion.
So could you be a kidnapped child?
Basically, I was either sold or kidnapped, one of the two.
There has to
be who's involved in it. There probably will never be any. They'll probably never pay for what they've done, and to be quite honest, because law enforcement is corrupt as fuck, I don't think anyone will ever test come back as because that would be a big problem if someone tested as for a match to be Tanya. That would be a lot. That would be really bad for a lot of people.
My suggestion would be to do an ancestry DNA, and with that, that'll start popping. But I just went through this with my cousin. He did an ancestry, didn't work. He wasn't getting any matches, and he uploaded to GEDmatch, and within 48 hours, he found his father.
What's going to be interesting is because Tanya's sister has done a DNA test for Ancestry.com. I do an Ancestry.com test, right? Once I do this, I think it comes up as she's my sister.
it's very possible that like some of the
Okay, you gotta stop doing the vape thing because just got a thing to say. Your life contains themes that some may find
yeah,
uncomfortable.
I got I forgot.
It's
I mean, it's possible maybe you have a cousin or even a sister who had you very young. How may I ask how old you are?
well, legally I'm 44, but all of her sisters are not Heather, so I don't know. If I turn out to be Tanya, I'd be 43. If I turn out to be somebody completely different, who knows?
I wish that there was a way. The only way I can think of is he did the ancestry DNA thing and um, uploaded that information into GEDmatch, and that's how he was able to find his father. Because we thought for 40 years that my uncle was his father, and my uncle got sick, and he came down to see him and was like, "Look, I don't think you're my dad, and I want to do a DNA test before you die." And my uncle was like, "I'm not your dad, and I'll be happy to do that for you." So then for years we thought it was my dad or one of my uncles, and it wasn't either one of them. I took a DNA test because my father wouldn't, because he's a chicken shit, and so did my cousin, and didn't come back. He and I crossed at like 17th generation from Russia. Um, but yeah, he uploaded to GEDmatch and found out who his father was like 3 days later, and um, he was the product of a one night stand on this guy's 21st birthday.
I was that family replaced the real Heather. And the real Heather is actually still alive. Right before Halloween, she came on the live and said, "Oh my God, you're no longer a sister named Tanya. You were kidnapped." I have a picture that was supposedly me in a red dress at 2.5. Did an AI age correction. It looks just like her. She looks like that family, just like the she off a rocker, just like them. And the person that I was told was my biological father. She looks the same smile, everything.
Maybe we should do a fundraiser to get you one of them their tests.
I'll get it when the time comes. Because the people involved, reasons why I'm not going to say when I'm doing it. These people call law enforcement their dogs. These people are scared of no one, but me, evidently. And everybody's different.
This is just wild.
It's a cult.
Ah, ha, ha.
You know the Illuminati, right?
Heard of it?
It's Eastern Star, Knights of the Templar, Scottish Rites, Masons. Yeah, who would they call Graham and Mother? The leader, right?
Right.
The great grandparents, the people I knew as my great grandparents were the leaders. I have proof. They called her grandma.
Well, I hope it's not. Was it Children of God?
Masons, Knights of the Templar, Scottish Rites, Eastern Star. It's all the Illuminati.
Thank you for the hugs, Nana. Everything came out good. He does not have cancer. He does, however, have a viral infection in his throat. And when he looked up the medication that they sent to him, or they said for him to take, Um, they gave him diflucan.
What is that?
It's the medication. It's a one pill medication that they give to women when they give antibiotics, because antibiotics can cause yeast infections.
So they gave.
And so normally women only have to take one.
Yeah.
So yes, normally women only have to take one. He has to take one for 14 days. I asked him, "Have you been nom nomming on uh, nasty bubble gum?"
Well, if it only gives it to women, I'm guessing so.
And he says,
Hey Donna, how you doing?
"Nom nomming on bubble gum." I said, "Yeah, it's old punani, so it looks like bubble gum. Have you been nomming on old bubble gum?" And he started laughing. He goes, "Not in years." So then he looks up his the medication and what it's for, and he calls me and he said, "How the fuck did I get a yeast infection in my throat?" And I said, "You wondered why I asked you about dirty, dirty bubble gum."
You've been with the lot lizard?
So then we narrowed it down because he drinks a lot of beer, and I was like,
That would be it.
the beer could be irritating it. I was like, you've been doing any gardening and passing it along with friends? And
Probably.
he goes, yeah. I said, what's the saying from the 90s? Don't be a fool, wrap your tool. How about don't be a fool and share your tool, dumbass? Well, he had throat cancer.
Yeah.
So he had esophageal and larynx cancer, and they were going to take his voice box and everything else out until I did the research and said, absolutely not. And only 2% of the population beats throat cancer, and he beat it. I kept him fat. He was not fat when we started. I told him, you got to weigh 225 pounds because you're going to lose 50 pounds. Yep, and he's got basically he's got thrush in his throat, but he sounds like Mickey Mouse right now, and that's why I pushed the let's go to the doctor. And for them to look in his throat, they got to go up through your sinuses and then down the back of your throat. And when the first time they did it, they used like a bigger camera to shove down there, and he was not happy. This one was a little camera, and I knew what I was looking for. I've been through it with my uncle and my dad, so I was looking, and they're having him do the vowels, and everything's moving, and there's no tumors, but you can see the thrush all over his throat and in his voice box. And that's why when they said they were going to give him diflucan, that's when I looked at him and said, "You've been nomming on dirty bubble gum."
Then hooking up with them lot lizards there.
That's why my Facebook post says Generation X and the Boomer generation are in the highest demographic for STDs and STIs right now, because we're all close to or are past the having to worry about pregnancy, you know? So people aren't wrapping it up like they beat into our heads in the 80s, because I was height of the AIDS epidemic and did a lot of work with the LGBTQIA community, especially people who had AIDS and things like that. So, I mean, that stuff was beat into our heads.
Yeah.
And I was like, you never have unprotected nothing unless you are with a committed partner. So, and that's what my thing said was, we're in the highest demographic
But
of
even if
STDs
they're
and stuff.
partnering, you have to be careful.
And I said, you know, we was always told wear a demi, always, no matter what, always.
Man,
That's
there's a lot of
what
people want to
kept
go.
getting pregnant. So, I was like, and I even put that, don't be a fool, wrap your tool. And then I put on there, and don't be a dummy and pass your tools around. You never know what the guy next door had or has.
Hey, how's it going? Don't you just love it when you put them in a box because they request to join immediately?
She didn't mean to request, she said.
Well,
We should talk off of here and first time I've heard of this and and I'm in the healthcare field. Yeah. They like nursing homes, retirement homes, them when people get down and imagine finding the herpalurp on like a 80-year-old woman. You're like, what the hell? Yeah, assisted living.
I haven't been able to get pregnant since like 2007. Okay, when I had my first partial hysterectomy. Just because you can't get pregnant doesn't mean you should go without rapid.
I have no desire to get nothing.
No. And then you got to be careful with who you end up with because if you end up with the wrong person, you don't just have to worry about them sleeping around. You got to worry about are they doing things that they should not be doing, and are they doing
My
yeah
ex my ex-husband, when when we separated, I went to the doctor and got tested for everything. And I do mean everything.
everything yes.
And the man that I'm married to now was with the same woman for 25 years. And she was a whore, so he got checked for everything.
Everything. I haven't been with anybody since physically with anyone since 2020, November of 2020.
We got married in July of last year and have yet to consummate our marriage.
Wow.
And 3 years before that.
You know, I had that once with my fucking husband. Turned out he was gay.
It's not the desire, it's the he has no testosterone and I have no estrogen and we just don't give a shit anymore. We have hallway sex every day. Walk by each other and say fuck you. Yeah, we're good.
You know,
And
like,
I
not
get
just because you're married, you don't have to have sex. It's, you know,
yeah, so I mean when he leaves I always get 3 kisses. One for now, one for later, one forever.
there you go.
We don't even sleep at the same time. Like I should be having my ass in bed. I gotta work in the morning. He works nights. He's been playing video games since 6 o'clock. I'm hiding in the bedroom. I tried to start watching 1923 second season, and the first 15 minutes it's all about graping.
What?
No. Yeah, the second season of 1923, the first episode, there's like four
I've never
grapes.
heard of it. I don't think I heard of the show 1923.
It's or 1924. I don't remember.
I
Um
haven't heard of it.
so it's part of the Yellowstone uh
Oh,
groupings. Okay, so you have to watch 1883 first to understand what the fuck is going on. And
okay.
then you have to watch 1923. And then after 1923, they're supposed to be coming out with a 1944, but I haven't seen a lot about it yet. And then they came out with Yellowstone. And then with Yellowstone, they're doing 2 spinoffs, one about Beth and Rip, and then the other one about Cody and his wife.
Okay, I have a confession to make. I've never seen Yellowstone.
I didn't either. Yeah, 1883 is the one with Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. And Faith Hill is a badass. Um,
I have to watch it. I don't really watch TV that way.
I did it when I was in recovery for, I don't remember, one of the fucking surgeries I had. So I really liked Beth because she was completely unhinged and absolutely not afraid of a goddamn thing. She'd walk up to a dude in the bar and just bust him right in the mouth. And I was like, hey, I can relate.
I mean, I'm not unhinged, but I'm not scared of shit.
Well, the second season of 1923, I got 10 minutes into it, and there was four grapes, and I was just like, nope, lost all interest. So we'll see. Oh, there's 3 spinoffs. It's going to be one about Beth and Rip, which I will probably watch. There will be one about Casey and his wife, and then the Sixes.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, but watch 1883 first so you understand kind of how the family, because 1883 is a prequel.
Where do
So
I
I started with that, and it's Western. It's all Western, but
I mean, what app do I find it on?
um, Peacock.
Okay.
And then 1923 and 1886 is Paramount.
You know, I find it interesting that they put them on different apps, but not all on the same app when they're the same. When they should be together. It's just so we spend more money.
I have Prime, and I have all the editions that I want. So that way I can, like, I have like 5 documentary stations on there because that's all I watch if I'm watching anything is, and yeah, that's pretty much all I watch is documentaries. My daughter will walk in the door and go, Hitler TV, and walks out of the room.
I've been well lately when I do watch TV. Lately, it's been documentaries on like Henry VIII, Queen Elizabeth the First, Anne Boleyn, about the Tudor era.
Yeah, I have BBC Select, and I can tell you what they are. I'm laying in my bed. Oh, I need to unmake my bed so I can go to bed. Let's see, what do I got? Because I'm not going to watch that. Not with 4 of those scenes at once.
I used to be a true crime addict, and then with all the shit that happened, I'm like, I'm good. Like,
Okay, so Prime, Paramount, HBO, Discovery Plus, Stars, PBS documentaries, BritBox, MovieSphere, which disappears tomorrow, MGM, and History Vault. And like 4 of those are for my dad because he's watched everything on PBS, and now we have to have History Vault. I get it from my dad. And there's a
so,
guy named Ken Burns who does fantastic documentaries.
hang on. So Annabelle says they can't stand it.
Hello?
Evidently, I'm talking too low.
Hold on, let me. Oh,
Hello.
hi, did I push the button the wrong one or did I get invited? I'm sorry, I don't want to butt in.
Oh, you're okay. Welcome.
Let me see, hold on. Okay. Let me.
How are you feeling?
Um, better. You know how the hospital is, though. You go in one thing and you come out with another. They give you so much medicine, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I hate hospitals.
Yeah. But yeah, lot better than, you know, I'm I'm hanging in there. That's all you can do,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, you can be right now, but you'll get better.
Y- Yeah. Um. Oh. Hello. Oh.
I'm going to bounce because I think I'm going to go find something to watch.
Okay, well, you enjoy your night.
Yep, I'm gonna go to sleep for a whole 8 hours so I can go to work for 10.
Well, put on something really boring then.
I think I'm gonna attempt to watch Oz again. I haven't seen it in 20 years.
Well, be careful because what you watch will have something to do with what you dream about.
Well, that's okay. My dreams are always nuts. Ooh, the life story of Ozzy Osbourne. Like I haven't watched that 700 times. Okay.
Alright,
Ugh.
alright, we'll talk later.
Hi, ladies.
Alright, have a good one.
Out.
Night. Hello. How do I fix this now? Can someone tell me how to fucking fix this? Because I don't know how to fix this and I don't like this. Um, well, damn it. I'm gonna have to start this over because I don't know how to get this back to normal. So, give me a minute. I'll be right back. I gotta start this over because I don't know how to fix this. So, I'll be back.